afternoon. How's everyone doing? Great. I would first of all like to welcome you to the first graduation ceremony of our YouthBuild site here. We are super excited about this. This has been a long time coming. We've had some bumps in the road, we've had some bruises, but overall we have made it here, and I'm super proud of these guys that are here. Nothing but greatness is expected of you. This is just the beginning. You know, I expect to be able to come back to you in a couple of years and be like, hey, let me borrow $5, move me from YouthBuild, all right? But again, nothing but greatness is expected of you, because greatness is already on the inside of you, okay? With that being said, we don't have a mistress of ceremonies this afternoon. We're just going to kind of flow with the program. Immediately following me, we will have the invocation by Tim A.G. and inspirational poem by one of our participants, Herberto Kilgore. He's from the second cohort. And we'll have words of encouragement by Minister Matt Davis. And then finally, we will have the issuance of certificates by Pastor Wesley. Okay, in that order. Yeah.
All right, guys, if you'll bow your heads, I'm going to lead us in a word of prayer. Heavenly Father, we thank you for this opportunity to gather together and celebrate the accomplishments of these young men. And Lord, we just pray as they go forward from here that you will bless their efforts as they continue to learn, as they head out into the world to seek that career. Lord, just pray that you would go before them and just make things as smooth as possible. Lord, we just pray, too, that they would understand it's not just a change in their life, but it's a change in their family's life and friends and in their community, and hopefully throughout this whole city, that they would make a difference, that people would see what they did, their hard work and their accomplishment, and they would want to get some of that as well. Lord, I thank you as a part of this staff and as for the whole staff to be a part of this, to see these changes right before our eyes, just to be one small part of it, and how great that is and how blessed we are to be there. Lord, just too, we thank you for your love. We thank you for the fact that you sent your Son to die for us, and the fact that we can put our faith in the work of Christ, his death on the cross, burial, and resurrection, that we can have daily fellowship with you, Lord, and that we will be able to spend eternity in your presence. Lord, we love you and praise you. In Christ's name I pray. Amen.
Yeah. Hey, yo, easy, man. Long nights, I spend them popping champagne. When it comes to music, people tend to play me like a game. I don't let it faze me, cause when I catch my flows, man, it gets amazing. Take me away from the crowd for a second. If I stick around too long, I begin to fall. I had a couple long nights with nobody to call. Now I'm standing 5'4", but I'm standing real tall. But I'm stronger now. Make the stage my ring and life I longer now. Taking multiple blows, I last another round. I know them haters gon' hate, I'm still humble bound. You can catch me soaring up through the clouds. No matter how hard I try, I still be great. I still be that dude to reach up to his fate, climbing a wall full of thorns. Bricks and snakes coming back harder. Re-energized, no matter the stakes. It's like I'm in a maze full of demons. I walk around and people being judgmental for no reason. Plus them homies that I started with changed like the season. I either charges to the game, but I'd rather just speak it. My father left when I was young, so my life wasn't easy. Try myself mentally to keep everything breezy. But physically, I got my confidence and I plan to keep it. And I will never let another brother try to delete it. These are hard times. I'm not afraid to speak my mind. 'Cause at the end of the day, I'ma still shine. These are hard times. Not afraid to speak my mind. 'Cause at shine. Even when my heart aches, I'ma still grind. Even when I get insulted, I'ma speak my mind. You ask around for easy, man, they'll tell you that I'm one of a kind. This watermelon filled with bumps and bruises, and they'll brainwash you, reckon that'll leave you clueless. All this pressure I take in just made me ruthless. I got a voice for a reason, and I gotta use it. Hold up, and I was young coming up, I was kept out. Being the smallest in my class, I was left out. I couldn't handle a lot of pain, I just came running home and looked myself in the mirror as I wept out. I grew up to see the brighter days, thinking of higher pay in the 9th grade. Like images like a giant wave. Now I pick the pen up, no discussion. Pick a beat, feel the flow, and you know I'm buzzing. Consistency is the key. I'll never get rested. My notebook is always there. When times get ugly, and for the speech deep inside my eye, can't never flush it. It keeps me going every day. The motivation is trusting. I walk my path with my head high. Never looking to the ground. No smile, but the smallest humans make the biggest sound. I stay quiet because bosses we move in silence. Your words won't never hurt me. Mine may cause violence. These are hard times. Not afraid to speak my mind, cause at the end of the day, I'ma still shine. These are hard times. I'm not afraid to speak my mind, cause at the end of the day, I'ma still shine. You can take a deep look in my eyes, feel the pain, feel the hurt, you will see my pride. I could've gave up a while back. I had to separate myself from the crowd to get my style back. Now I'm learning to use my talent, you can't doubt that. Still learning to use my flows for the music and the shows. I'm a rep, matching money until my curtains close. In the end, I want a Grammy, and I know I work a lot of those.
Wow. So I'm supposed to come behind you. Yeah. Y'all are ready for my lyrics. Appreciate Humberto for that message. It was truly inspirational, and it's very fitting for this moment. One line that he shared in there, he talks about how he was the smallest in it, but it's usually the small ones that makes the most noise. And on this special occasion, I just want to share with you all today something about that. And that's really the entitlement of my message today. Small beginnings that have seismic impacts. And what a joy it is to be here with you on this monumental day. And we've gathered here to celebrate the achievements of these young men and the decision that they have made to commit to doing something that is greater than themselves. I want to thank the Executive Director of Cornerstone YouthBuild and our Senior Pastor of Greater Shiloh Missionary Baptist Church, Dr. Michael Wesley Sr., for the vision that he has implemented to help change the community. To the staff of YouthBuild, the Board of Directors that are present, and all those who have participated in their efforts to change the lives of young people. Your relentless dedication to the vision of this program is instrumental in helping those who need another chance. So I'm honored to stand before you today and share some remarks about the importance of why we have gathered here. And I promise not to hold you long, and I know as they say, a good Baptist preacher always says that, but it continues to carry on a little bit longer. But I want to talk about the decision that these young men have made. Small beginnings that have seismic impacts always begin with a thought or an idea of what is to eventually come to those who dare to dream. As they dream, there is some God-given vision that is put into their spirit of someone and it remains there. It's not until that dream has come and acted upon that the dream actually becomes a reality. My hope for you today is to realize that small beginnings have seismic impacts. All of you gathered here one day in February for this year or after, and made the decision that there needed to be a change in your life. There was a friend or a family member or some circumstance that shifted the importance of why exactly you should be here. Maybe someone in your circle made the necessary sacrifices so that you could be here. Someone else may have simply just said, take this small step and give yourself a new beginning. And that small step that you took day in and day out, it turned into a giant leap for your future. I can remember July 20th, 1969, when we were learning about history in school, where Neil Armstrong was part of the Apollo 11 mission. Him and Captain Buzz Aldrin were the first human beings to successfully land on the moon. His famous quote, "That's one small step for man and one giant leap for mankind." And it echoes and it rings and it resonates to this moment, that small beginnings have seismic impacts. There are many days, I'm sure, that you all did not feel like getting out of the bed in the morning. Maybe the initial excitement after the first 6 weeks of the program had eventually worn off. It was then and there that something had to be implemented in your mind to get you out of bed to do what you may not necessarily want to do. I remember talking to some of you all and learning that weekends were not just spent with family and friends, but it kept you in camaraderie with each other as y'all would play Xbox Live or PlayStation. And one of the things that I found out that they would say to each other is that, y'all stay safe, we'll see you next week on Monday. From there, you understood the importance of making decisions that ultimately would lead to you a place like today, where you get to celebrate and your dedication to transforming your life. I can imagine that it wasn't easy. There were challenges you all personally faced while going through this. I remember Ms. Pauletta even giving you the advice and telling you that as you start this program, because you have decided to make a change in your life, there will be some hindrances along the way. Some of you may have experienced the loss of certain friendships who once were your greatest supporters, but as it turned out, your priorities changed, and so did the dynamics of your friendships. You even may have had some personal issues in your family. Just trying to get here at 8 o'clock in the morning was a daunting task because you couldn't get out of the house without something or some conflict stirring up. Your ride didn't show up. You had other personal matters that came up unexpectedly. But you kept on pressing on to this day and this moment. Dr. Wesley, our executive director, reminded you that you have to stay on the page. And even if you get off the page, just find your way back on the page. It takes courage to do what you've done, to humble yourselves and realize that you need help and you can't do it on your own. In a real sense, this moment today for you all is a rite of passage. The small beginning has a seismic impact on your life and your future. You've heard me reiterate that line. Small beginnings have seismic impacts. We can find examples of this through nature or even history or even just the current events of our day. The Grand Canyon in Arizona, for example, 277 miles long, 18 miles wide, a mile deep, did not just get there by happenstance or overnight. It was the constant flowing of the Colorado River that moved rocks one piece at a time, where geologists believe anywhere from 5 to 6 million years it took to carve out the Grand Canyon in nature's beautiful landscape. That small beginning of that flow of that stream has seismic impacts. Take, for example, the Great Barrier Reef. It's off the northeast coast of Australia. It's the world's largest living organism. And in this organism, you can see it. It's the largest living organism that you can see from space. Small corals, the size of maybe your finger or smaller, gathered together to help create an underwater ecosystem where marine life can thrive and be seen from space. You can even look at the history of the church. A German monk by the name of Martin Luther, as he's discovered the verse in Romans 1, chapter 17, knowing that the righteous shall live by faith. It ultimately changed his lives, so much so to where he nailed 95 theses to the Catholic Church door. And what